I found a burner phone in my husband's car. It only has one contact saved as work. The messages are definitely not work-related. He's been planning to leave me for someone else but waiting until after tax season so he can claim me as a dependent one more time. I'm 29F and I'm currently sitting in a Starbucks parking lot because I can't be in my house right now. I found something an hour ago and I'm spiraling. My husband Dan is 33M. We've been married for 4 years, together for 6. He's a CPA. And right now is his busy season. Tax deadlines are coming up and he's working like 70-hour weeks. It's been this way every year since we got together, January through April. He's basically a ghost. I'm used to it. This morning Dan left for work early, like 6 a.m. early, around 8. I went out to move his car because the landscapers were coming and his car was blocking where they needed to park their trailer. I grabbed his keys from the hook. When I got in his car, I saw a phone wedged between the passenger seat and the console, not his regular phone. He'd taken that with him. This was a cheap Android in a plain black case. I figured maybe it was a work phone or something he used for clients. I pulled it out to move it somewhere safer and it lit up. No lock screen. Just opened right to the messages. There was only one contact saved, work. The most recent message was from last night at 11 p.m. I thought Dan had been asleep by 11. The message said, "Can't wait to not have to hide anymore. 89 more days." I scrolled up, weeks of messages between Dan and whoever work is, and they were absolutely not work-related. Messages about missing each other, about sneaking around, about future plans together, about how hard it is to pretend. Then I found the ones about me. Work had asked when Dan was going to tell me. Dan's response: "After tax season, I need to file jointly one more time. The deduction is too good to pass up and she makes enough that it matters. Plus I need the return to afford the deposit on a new place." He's waiting to divorce me until after he can claim me on his taxes. I'm literally a line item in his financial planning. I kept reading, found messages from December where Dan told work he was going to leave me after the holidays because he didn't want to ruin Christmas. Work said that was sweet of him. Then Dan said actually he'd wait until after tax season for financial reasons. There were messages about apartments Dan had been looking at, screenshots of listings, discussions about which neighborhood would be best for when work moved in with him, messages about what he was going to take from our house. Apparently the coffee maker and the stand mixer are coming with him because he bought those anyway. Messages complaining about me, how I'm always home now, since I started working remotely last year, how it's harder to talk to work because I might hear him on the phone, how he wishes tax season was over so he could be done with this. Our marriage is this. I found messages from September. That's when it started. Apparently, they met at some tax conference, started talking, exchanged numbers, started messaging, started an affair. 5 months. He's been cheating for 5 months and planning his exit strategy. The most recent messages from this morning were about meeting up today during lunch. Dan told work he'd say he was going to a client meeting. They were planning to meet at the usual hotel. The usual hotel. They have a usual hotel. I took screenshots of everything on my phone, every